The Supreme Court is taking up another major Second Amendment case this term, and here's what you need to know. Before I jump into that, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that's Infinity Targets. Infinity Targets makes a self-healing rubber target that they guarantee has a lifespan of up to 110 rounds per square inch. It will continue to heal itself up to 50 BMG as long as you're not shooting it with hollow points, flat nose, wads, or slugs. As the projectile passes through the target, paint is removed, giving a highly visible and precise hit marker. Since the target instantly self-heals, all you have to do is hit it with some spray paint and you have a fresh target. Their targets fit most common target stands and are 100% American-made of recycled materials and are completely water and weatherproof. They're 4 to 5 times lighter than steel targets. They even include the heavy-duty spring clips, and they're extremely easy to store and transport. Check them out, link is down below. Thanks to Infinity Targets for sponsoring the video. Hey everybody, my name is Jared. This is Guns and Gadgets, and on this channel I bring you Second Amendment news every single day, no matter where it happens in this great country, from litigation to legislation and everything in between. If you want to stay in the know with the constant fight to keep our Second Amendment rights, our inalienable rights, the ones that are not given to us by the government, then subscribe to this channel down below and I will keep you in the loop. All right, a quick housekeeping thing. Last night it came to my attention that someone was impersonating my account on Instagram to the tune of, there's like 50,000 followers on it that think it's me. I did a video on it. I'm going to pin it here. Please watch it. If you are on Instagram, then please go and report this account. It's a very subtle difference. I talk about it in that video. It's like 3 minutes long. But when you go to report it, you have to report it as impersonating someone I follow. There were some people who had issues with reporting it. You have to go under someone I follow, and then you can report them for being phony because they've been trying to take money from unsuspecting followers thinking that it's me. All right, so the Supreme Court is going to hear a Second Amendment case this coming term, and it's a case we've talked about before. I'll post a video above, but it's the United States versus Rahimi. And this case could have major ramifications for Second Amendment law going forward. Now, the Supreme Court starts hearing cases for this term on October 2nd of 2023, October 2nd. So this case could be heard very, very soon. Now, this case centers on Zachary Rahimi. It's an individual that even the Fifth Circuit has said is hardly a model citizen, right? They acknowledge that this is a bad dude, but even though he had issues, they sided with him on this case, which is his constitutional challenge to the statute he was convicted under. And that statute bars subjects of civil domestic violence restraining orders from possessing firearms. The question proposed in this case is whether a restraining order achieved through civil law process, which is a much lower burden of proof, and not a criminal law process, domestic violence restraining order, which is a much higher burden of proof, is that enough to strip a person's constitutional right to keep and bear arms when that person has not been convicted of a felony? Now, this case has brought out ire from both sides on this issue, but here's a quick refresher. Zachary Rahimi was involved in 5 shootings, 5, between December 2020 and January 2021. In one of those cases, he allegedly fired shots in the air after his girlfriend's credit card was declined at Whataburger. Yeah, top cat, right? Now, police obtained a search warrant on his home, and when they did that, they found him in possession of a firearm, which was a violation of the civil protective order that he had lodged against him in February of 2020. And why did he have that civil restraining order? Because he allegedly assaulted his girlfriend. Now, like I said, not a good dude. However, law enforcement and the justice system have to follow the rules. Keep that in mind. A federal grand jury indicted Rahimi under 18 U.S.C. 922 G8, which is a statute federally barring subjects of domestic violence restraining orders from possessing firearms. The Fifth Circuit agreed with Rahimi's challenge to the law's constitutionality back in February, and we covered that here. The Fifth Circuit found that that law did not fit within the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation, which we all know now is the standard under the Supreme Court's ruling in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, June of 2022. Now, Rahimi was charged with multiple state offenses before engaging in these 5 shootings. Again, not a good dude. And that includes aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in November of 2020 and using a firearm in the physical assault of his girlfriend in December of 2019. But he was never convicted of these things. And that is the caveat here. If Rahimi had been convicted of any of these felonies, if the courts did their job and found violent criminals responsible and convicted them and put them in jail rather than letting everybody out with a slap on the wrist, then we wouldn't be here right now. Rahimi would have had his firearms taken away in line with that law that convicted felons may not buy, own, or possess firearms. But even sections of that are being challenged as well based off of Bruin. Now, like I said earlier, it's drawing out ire. Domestic violence victim advocates have been coming out of the woodwork on this, as you might expect, but this is not a case empowering domestic abusers. That's why I'm doing this video. This is a case saying that you must follow due process. You can't just jump to a conclusion because someone did something potentially bad or allegedly bad, right? So this is a very, very big case that has huge implications for the Second Amendment. And if you want to stay updated on this case, and I really strongly suggest you should, subscribe to this channel. I will keep you in the loop as things happen. And if I get the schedule of when this case will be heard, I will cover it live on my channel. Guys and gals, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everyone who has gone and helped me out by reporting this ass clown on Instagram. It bothers me because he's asking people for money. I've seen posts that have been sent to me where he's soliciting money from people. And that's why I want everybody to just call him out, get rid of his ass. He's even like turned off comments. He knows he's in a sinking ship. And he's even tried to say that, he even reposted the post where I put out saying people need to be aware of him. He tried to turn it saying people need to be aware of me because he's the real account, except his English sucks, which is a dead giveaway. Appreciate y'all very, very much. Thank you for your time. I appreciate everybody, really, whether you're on Instagram or not. And then for those who have been asking for Tennessee updates, I've done 2 shorts yesterday and today. I did one about what has happened thus far, and I'll try to keep us up to date on that, as well as the anti-gunners funded by Bloomberg and Soros try to take away the Second Amendment in Tennessee. They got a long way to go to do that, but I'll keep you up to date. Y'all have a great day, really. Take care.